I don't know about you, but ever since Theo Epstein took over as president of the Chicago Cubs, my life hasn't changed one darn bit.
And what is the appeal about that boneless barbecue pork sandwich, the McRib at McDonald's?
I can do hours on that. Welcome once again to Culture Clash, brought to you by Athens Motors on Waukegan Road in Morton Grove. I'm Chet Kopic along with
Catherine Saxon.
And we're glad that you took time out to stop in. Boy, have we got topics today.
Topics
you should
galore.
hear about what they're doing in New York with 11 and 12-year-olds. This is going to knock your socks off. But first of all, you got a bit on Mariah Carey.
Mariah
right?
Carey. And husband Nick Cannon just came out with the website dembabies.com, created especially for her.
That sounds like a website that Aunt Jemima would come out with.
Dem Babies. This is for fans to have up-to-date information about her twins' development.
Who the hell cares?
Who cares? I feel like this is such a level of narcissism. And doesn't Mariah have a website that she can just put the information about her kids on?
Well, she does. Let me tell you about Mariah Carey.
Dem
First of all,
Babies? You couldn't come up with something better than that?
You have to admire Mariah Carey because she had that bomb, the soundtrack from Glitter. Nevertheless,
And that
she has
movie.
sold 200 million units. Albums, videos, CDs, the whole 9 yards. On top of the fact, her breast implants are sensational.
Too much information. I'm not talking about whether or not she's a talent, but dembabies.com is beyond lame to me. All right, I feel like we're in dangerous territory bringing this up with you, but I'm going to go ahead. Too racy or just right. New York Public School is coming up with a sex ed curriculum for 11 and 12-year-olds. They're supposed to have assignments like jotting down condom brand names, figuring out different features for lubrications. I'm talking about mutual masturbation, French kissing, oral and anal sex. This is 11 and 12-year-olds. When is it too soon? Is my question.
You left out one of the topics, which is oral sex with braces.
Okay.
This kind of reminds me of the old days when Times Square was Raunchville, USA. When you walked through Times Square and you really felt you were in something very, very sexually edgy. Now, of course, Times Square is Disney World North. 11 and 12-year-olds, I mean, I know I'm a little bit out of the youthful loop, but are 11 and 12-year-olds performing oral sex with braces?
I mean, it's really sad to say, but yes, yes. So I guess this is important for them to have this education. I would say that high school would, freshman year high school would be the right time. But
now,
if kids are having sex at 11 and 12, then they should know this information.
You have very, very strong ethnic bases in New York and very, very strong religious cores in New York.
Where are you going with this?
How are Jewish people, Catholic people who are predominant in New York City, how are they going to react when they find out that their little daughter Jill has to go and learn about oral sex and about lubrication at the age of 11? The answer is, you know what? Mayor, what's his name? Greenberg? Is he the mayor of New York? Or Bloomberg, rather. The mayor of New York. This thing is not going to fly, I'm telling you.
I mean, maybe it's reality check.
Legislators are going to knock this thing from New York to Albany.
Okay. In Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson, this is going to be the biography that's coming out this week. Isaacson reported that Jobs did reject the surgery and then waited 9 months to have it using, different routes like diets, acupuncture, herbal remedies. He even went to a psychic. This surprised me because I just thought, obviously, Steve Jobs being extremely intelligent, would go straight for the surgery, would know how important that is. Waiting 9 months. That surprised me.
No, it doesn't surprise me a bit because sometimes people will have fear of surgery, number one. Number two, you think about the comedian Andy Kaufman, who saw numerous psychics, numerous tarot card readers before he finally...
Do that on top of the surgery.
Before he finally went for a surgery that was off the charts, ridiculous. Sometimes people have, when they're facing the Grim Reaper, sometimes people will reach in a direction that really doesn't make any sense. So this doesn't bother me. I'll tell you what does bother me about Steve Jobs is when I hear certain people say, well, he never contributed any money to charities. That's his business. That is his business. We should judge the man strictly on what he did from a technological standpoint, which is ingenious. That's how I will remember the man.
Yeah, I mean, he is ingenious. He did say that he regretted not having the surgery. So, rare form of pancreatic cancer, herbal remedies is not gonna do it. But he also stated, and this is in the book, that he told President Obama that he was going to be a one-term president unless he became more business friendly. So it was a good prediction, I think, on his part. But he also said that he would.
Wait, hold on. You think Obama's going to be a one-term president?
I think.
Tell me the Republican who beats him. Romney?
Touche.
Gingrich?
He offered to create Obama's. Listen, hold on. He offered to create Obama's 2012 political advertisement. So that actually, I'm sure Obama's a little bit upset that he passed away so soon because he could have used those advertisements from Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he could have. You know what else Obama could use right now? Hillary Clinton. Tell Joe Biden to get lost because Biden drags the ticket down. Hillary Clinton, with a guarantee within the structure of the party that Clinton has the green light to run for the presidency in 2016.
Well, Hillary Clinton was asked to run against Obama, but she turned it down. So that would have been a real turn of events to the certain situation that we have right now. Okay.
It would have been a complete fracturing of the Democratic Party.
Absolutely, and I think that's why she didn't decide to do it. Can you tell me about the football game? Minnesota defensive end Brian Robinson kicking Green Bay Packers guard TJ Lang in the groin. I mean, this was a full-on kick, and it was definitely intentional. So there's going to be a fine for this. What's your take?
Well, when I was watching the ball game, I was naturally shocked, as I'm sure everybody was, by what Robinson did. If I was Commissioner Roger Goodell of the National Football League, I wouldn't come down minimally on something like this. I would suspend Robinson for the balance of the year.
He's thinking he's just going to get a fee,
that is so blatant, so outrageous. Now, football is a very violent sport. It's a sport where anger is a major component, but what Robinson did is so far off the
is below the belt.
Now, here's the below the belt. How about that one? Who says the blonde hasn't got a sense of humor? Hey, you know what? If this would have happened,
but this guy's laying down, it just goes for it. I mean, he put thought and intent into this groin hit.
We're Super Bowl shuffling when the Bears were Super Bowl champions. If some guy had tried that on Mongo McMichael or Dan Hampton or Mike Singletary, he wouldn't have left the ballpark alive. He would have left in a box.
Okay.
I'm surprised it wasn't a riot. But there wasn't a full-scale riot.
Oh, yeah, that his teammates didn't go after him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When that happened.
So he apologized to Lang on Twitter, and the apology was accepted, but, fans are going after him like white on rice.
Well, they should.
And I couldn't agree more.
Or like 12-year-olds on lubrication.
McDonald's announced Monday that the boneless barbecue pork sandwich called the McRib is going to be back and sold through November 14th. I don't understand why the sandwich is so popular. If we could please show a picture of this, it looks revolting to me. I mean, disgusting. And McDonald's, which is, trying to be on this whole health craze right now, this does not look even remotely healthy. I want to know what they actually put in this thing.
Hold on. McDonald's? Health craze?
They're trying
How many
to.
fat grams
they're
are
trying.
there?
Okay.
How many fat grams are there in a Big Mac? About 400?
You know what? They're cutting back on fry size, and they're also starting to state the caloric intake in their items. This has got to be one of the highest, I'm sure. But I mean, there's really like a cult following for the sandwich, and I don't get it. Have you ever tried it?
No, it's just one of them things I got to try.
Okay. Now this is actually really sad. 2 assistant football coaches and 4 students on the northwest side have been charged with a misdemeanor battery for hazing a student. They were beating him with a belt, and they were videotaping it. Number one, who videotapes this stuff and thinks you're going to...
Your generation does.
These are 2 assistant football coaches.
Because
so is that my generation?
It's not real unless you have it virally.
Okay.
Right?
Is this posted? Are you getting some sort of gratification out of this?
No, the big thing
You're
is
beating the kid with a belt?
Why are these coaches only charged with a misdemeanor? Why aren't they charged with a felony?
I have no idea, but I mean...
That's what irks me about the whole story.
The students should be expelled, and on top of, the legal charges.
Should go to jail.
Absolutely. Agreed.
And the kid has grounds for a massive, massive lawsuit.
I mean, I guess I just don't really understand the whole hazing thing, but the student too that allowed them to do this to him, I mean, what was going through his mind? I can't, let's videotape this and I'm going to take this one for the team. Sorry, I had to. On that note.
Corey, did you really say that? All right, game, set, and match. This has been Culture Clash. I'm Chet Kopic along with
Catherine Saxon.
And we'll catch you next time around. We're brought to you, of course, by the marvelous people over at Athens Motors on Waukegan Road in Morton Grove. Make it a point to stop by Athens Motors. I guarantee you, you will see cars that you just will not see any other place. We'll catch you next time around right here on Culture Clash. Until then, peace, love, and rock and roll. So long, everybody, and stay the hell out of New York.
And lubrication.